Janie. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. I am here to do a tag for you. This is the Reader's Confessions tag, and the original video is by Bookish Cinders, and I will link to that in the description box below. I was tagged by Katherine Barca, and I will also link to her channel in the description box below. There are 8 questions. You don't have to get a bunch of books together, just general questions on this one. Have you ever damaged your own books? And I'm going to have to say yes, because a lot of people considered Broken Spines damage, and you probably will not find a single book in here that does not have a broken spine. For me, it's about the comfort of reading a book. If I have a new paperback and it's really tightly bound and it's hard to get to the edges of the paper to read it, I will crack the spine. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's, like I said, it's all about the comfort. So if we're talking about that kind of thing, then yeah, I have damaged books. Also, I think I've damaged some books just through the act of moving from one place to another. And I've also lost books that way. So, I have to say yes. Have you ever damaged a borrowed book? I'm actually really careful if I ever borrow books. I don't really borrow books, but I just borrowed one from our local library, and, you know, I'm actually really careful. I'm not going to be, you know, careless with something that doesn't belong to me, so no. How long does it take you to read a book? This actually depends on the book itself. If it's a really good book and it's really fast paced and it really flows well, I can read that book in 1 to 2 days. I just read The Woods of Dark by Richard Lehman. I read it in 5 hours. So it depends on the book. If there's a book that's a little more complex, a little more difficult to read, then it'll generally take me a little bit longer, maybe 3 days. 3 days to a week. Books that you haven't finished. Okay, so I'm going to say Game of Thrones for one, because yeah, that, I know, I'm probably the only person on this earth that didn't like Game of Thrones. And I got to page 300 in that book and I just couldn't go anymore. It just did not have enough to hold my attention. So, yeah, Game of Thrones. The Historian that I just tried to read, I think last month, I just, like, again, 200 to 300 pages in, and I'm just like, oh, this is a beast, and I'm just not getting it. It's just not, you know, connecting to, I'm not connecting to it, the characters, and just, like, that one was too much history, and there was not enough story, so, yeah, it got boring for me. Hyped or popular books that you don't like? I'm going to have to say the Under the Never Sky series. I've heard so much hype about this book. So many people love this series. And I read to book 2, and they were just okay. I just really didn't like them that much. So I didn't even bother getting the 3rd book. And I took the other 2 books and sold them to my used bookstore, because I just really didn't care for them. Care for the characters. Don't hurt me. It just wasn't, I guess, it just wasn't for me, that series. So, classics you didn't enjoy. And I'm going to say, I should have used this one also for books I haven't finished. And that was Les Mis. I got to page 50 and I could not get to 51. I could not flip that page. I started over twice. And I want to read that book because I hear amazing things about it, and I just having a huge problem with it. I had that for a challenge of that one book where you're supposed to pick a book that you're struggling with and you're supposed to read it throughout the year, and I never made it. So I want to read the book. I've heard great things. My husband loved the movie. So Les Mis, I'm coming back after you. I'm going to read you one of these days. I'm going to make myself read that book. Books you bought just for the intellectual-ness of it all. And I don't get books because I feel it's intellectual. I get books because I buy them because it sounds good and I'm going to enjoy the book. I don't think about if it's an intellectual read or not. So, yeah, none for that one. And the last one, number 8, any books you haven't given back. Like I said, I don't borrow books, so I don't have to worry about that. If we reverse that and say books that haven't been returned to me, that's a different story. So, yeah, I don't borrow books, so I don't have to worry about giving books back. And that is it for this tag, guys. I'm just going to say whoever watches this video and wants to do this tag, please feel free to do it. Like I said, it's you know, general questions. So thanks, guys, for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.